Watching this balance bike activity for over 6 years, I've noticed a series of steps. So the first step, cognitive, they're thinking about things. Associative, they're thinking less. And autonomic are the nerve endings that are on-off switches for the muscle movements that they're going to pick up in those first two stages. As we get going, I want to show you what a simple push looks like. And it's 2 feet pushing at the same time, requiring both feet off the ground, so the child has to balance the bike. It's a hard task.
You gotta start small and think big. Ain't no other better way to live. If you think big and start small, you ain't gotta have a lot to have it all. Slow it down, take your time, cause the sun shines on us all. Start small and think big, y'all.
So let's watch that again, this time with some explanation. This boy is about 21 months old. His father's helping. He has his arms underneath. You see that legs went up. The bike is starting to fall over, but the child is able to feel the bike underneath them. It's a real backbreaker for parents. But it is super important to not hold the bike. We want the child to feel the bike. Hold the child with hands underneath the shoulders as shown here, and walk with the bike. This little girl is 21 months old. We'll watch it in super slow-mo. We're just trying to build the idea of what they're doing. Little by little, what you're most often going to see is slow, choppy, awkward movements. We're going to watch this a couple times so you can see it here in slow-mo. So he's trying to pick his feet up and the bike is wanting to go side to side. He's starting to learn the movement. Again, here we're pushing with both feet at the same time.
Slow it down, take your time, cause the sun shines on us.
She's doing so great. We want to always encourage it. Look at that smile. So one strategy we can use is to go to the high side of the terrain so that just a slight push allows them to propel the bike forward. She's already going in the wrong direction. Her head is looking to the side rather than straight. Just a few minutes after, I caught this just tail end of the video, so I slowed it down so you could see it. So cool to see her cruising. Let's take a look at that high side of the parking lot cruise, what it looks like with a 4-year-old that has got it down. Feet are up. He's balancing the bike. He gets in trouble here, so he puts his foot down. Let's bring it super slow to see how he reacts to it. He's off course. He's outside of the cone. It's time to put the feet down and get that bike stopped. He came through. He came back around. Let's take a look. He's got full control of the bike this time. He makes the curve. It's a hard skill to learn how to lean the bike. So I'll show you one more clip so you can see the high side to low side in the parking lot. We're at the Honolulu Museum of Art, just a little side parking lot off to the side. Doesn't need to be a huge area. So I want to take a few minutes to show you what 15 minutes of working with a child 5 years old can do. We're starting here with the cones. We're talking about centrifugal force and how it wants to throw the bike out. So I want you to stamp your foot next to the cone. So we're working on this. See how she's leaning out? So here she does it. She leans in and she leans out again. It's the opposite of what they need to do. You can see in the purple box there where she's leaning out. The rest of these photos are going to show where she's cruising with both feet up at the same time. She's such a quick learner. She's about 5.5 years old. Super with it. Listened really well. We're going to see how quickly she progresses in a period of about 10 minutes.
Oh, good job, Sammy.
Look at that smile. She just got it. That smile says it right there. She just got it.
Great. That's like your
both feet were up. She felt the balance, and that's where that smile came from. So my driveway here is sloping. So we start at the high side of the slope. It's a little bit difficult because it slopes in 2 directions. So I understand that she's having a little bit of trouble there. So we talk about pushing on the lawn. It's pretty
Push.
flat. Here's a little bit of an
There we
uphill.
go. Gonna go around the hammock.
We're talking about exploration with kids. My yard is kind of like a little forest at this time, at this stage of COVID. The grass has now grown. So there's a little high side here. So I call it her lucky spot.
All right, this is your lucky spot, huh?
And there it goes. There she's starting to get it.
That's such great balance.
This is so cool for me to see when children can pick this up so quickly.
Keep going. Look at that balance.
That's where she was just a few minutes before the other clip. So you could see how far she's coming and how fast she's picking it up. Okay, so this is going to be a long segment here. She's going to make a good ride. She's moving
towards the grass.
right into the autonomic stage. She's catching herself, but that was her longest ride.
That's so great.
I'm cruising with her. In a normal situation, I'd stand in one place and coach with just a lot of encouragement. Push with both feet.
All right.
There you go. You got it, right? You know, and encouraging sounds that the kid starts to respond to. So Sammy has totally got it. And this is the success story. Is the next day she went for a run, like over a half a mile to and from the corner market with her mom on the running bike, pushing and gliding, and went home and started riding her pedal bike. And now the cool thing is she's teaching her little brother. She's passing it on.
So we can love deeper, fly higher, see clearer, burn brighter, feel more than we ever did before.
I always say early intervention goes far, and that's why we want to start with children, even in preschool, kindergarten, first, second grade. Get a small structure and start to wiggle. Balancing a bike is about pushing with the arms and the hips, side to side. The mom said in about a month and a half, 90 seconds a day, she would just do kind of the wiggle, let him play with the bike. Every day had a period of time for, hey, it's time for bike. You could tell he's got his confidence. So here he catches himself. And I'd call this the autonomic stage. Caught himself, he's laughing about it. He didn't go down. Now his feet are up. Feet are up. Gives a little push right there and feet back up. And he's controlling the bike. So now watch the arms. He's controlling the bike with his arms and his hips. He's pushing with his arms and pushing the bike over with his hips. He's still swinging his legs a little bit to create the balance, the centrifugal force to help him move the bike to the side. But so cool. Let's watch a girl. She's 3 years old. Definitely knows how to ride the balance bike already. Hits the textured bumps.
Seems like it's been forever since we had time to breathe. Let's break on out of living, spinning out at breakneck speed. I don't care about what the time is or where this road will lead. I'm grateful cause when I'm with you, you know I got all I need.
Super fun! Let's watch that landing one more time. She goes flying into where her mom is. She knows what she's doing. Oh, the tongue is sticking out. Woohoo! And puts her feet down and does a slide. The floor was slippery. Slides into her mom. This is my son. He's probably 5 years old. And we're going to a meeting indoors. He's putting his feet down. He's slightly gliding his feet over the floor. It's a slow braking. Just like driving a car where you slide your feet, you slide the brakes slightly, and then lean the bike to make your turn. Let's watch a little bit of Cali Coast Kid here from Central California. He's using driveways which means that he's got to have roadway monitors. You see his dad in the roadway there? He's directing him and blocking him. Still kind of dangerous heading into that sideways traffic. See him leaning into that turn? It's really, really good control.